Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Peace and blessings. Tuesday, January 21st. The campaign trail is painting. The campaign is camming. The pain is painting. Do y'all see my mans? My mans in them. I'm going to have to wait until my people show up. Wait till notifications go out, which takes around 2 minutes, apparently. Apparently, it takes about 2 minutes with Brother Cam these days for YouTube, these YouTube street algorithms to get to my peoples, to get to my folks. So we're going to wait for 1 more minute, 60 more seconds. And come on in, make yourself comfortable. Put on your thinking caps. Take off your feelings caps. Put on your thinking caps because we about to think. We about to get into something that if you got feelings, if you're too much into your feelings and your emotions, then this ain't the live for you. This ain't the episode for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me put the invites early. Let me get the invites on here early. StreamYard link. Jabril, Wrench Mob number 1. Khalif, Peace, Khalif, Walaikum Salam, Lionel gets ready, gets ready, stays ready. He ain't got to get ready. Adrian, peace. Wrench Mob. BL Senior, salute, peace and blessings. Man, oh man. Y'all see this title right here? George Lincoln Rockwell, the founder. Not just a client, he's the president. Well, he's no longer with us. But George Lincoln Rockwell, who was the founder of the American Nazi Party, speaks on such and such liberal Democrats who allegedly deceive our people and deceive and use our people, manipulate our people so terribly and so miserably, but also speaks extremely highly and respectfully of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, at the time Malcolm X, and the Nation of Islam. So this is for all of our frightened, battery in the back, emotionally triggered people who was pro-Biden, pro-Kamala Harris, pro-Democrat Liberal Party, but still tried to claim that Malcolm X was your greatest leader, or because it don't mix. And I'm here to drop some receipts on you. Some of y'all might have seen this on one of my pages before, but if not, you're gonna see it this here evening. And little Elon, Adolf Musk, you know what I'm saying? Adolf Musk hit his hit his salute on the hit his salute on the inauguration. How did y'all feel about that? Apparently the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, felt extremely away about that, and a lot of y'all also felt away about that. But the same people that claim Malcolm X and even Martin Luther King yesterday, rest in peace, being his holiday, y'all are the same ones that say that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, and all of that we're little black Adolfs. We're bigots and racists against your favorite former, enslavers. We're the problem. So this is some article of history. This is fair use. Fair use, super fair use is going to have to be, and just keep in mind that here's the StreamYard link. I don't want, as you get triggered from my words and these receipts, and not understanding real warfare and maturity of warfare and how that works and the wisdom of warfare, you're going to get triggered and you're going to want to comment. You're going to want to type at me. But I don't want you to type at me. That's why Nate the Greatest is here. That's why Ahmad Jabril. That's why Adrian is in here, because those are my wrench mob goons, and they're the craziest. So they're going to get you up out of here in a hurry. If you don't have the heart to just hop on the live with me, we're not going to tolerate no novels and no, no graffiti. You know what I'm saying? No whacking out my walls, whacking out my hood. You're going to have to get on the live with me and talk, or don't do nothing. Just sit back and, be silent and soak up the information in the receipts. How about that? Get you a bag. Salute. 24 years old, trying to build up some knowledge. Brother Cam, can I ask you a question? Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. Get you a bag, but you would probably have to get on the live. So let me kind of land this, this plane right quick. It's going to take a few minutes, and then I'm open to anything you want to ask me. Get you a bag. So just give me a few minutes. Bro C, salute, Bro C. So this is what we on Mufasa. I see you for Raserati. F, peace, hip hop. You believe the Honorable Farrakhan supports Trump? I'm. Do you believe I support Trump? Don't ask about him. Ask about me. Do you? Because I'm with Farrakhan. So that's kind of sneaky or whatever. Ask what I'll support, because you cut right to the chase. I'm not gonna speak for another man, but I can. But I would rather you ask me about me. Big Joe said you on point. Salute. So let's play this, and then save all your questions and all your feelings until the end. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Put your thinking caps on. Take your feeling caps off. And here we go.
Now let's take the subject of the Negro. Communism lies to the Negro. They say, we're for you. We sympathize with you. Our heart breaks for you. And then they use them viciously to destroy society and destroy civilization. They don't help him. Most Negroes are getting wise to this. The communists go in there and they use the Negro ruthlessly and viciously to destroy society, destroy the Negro, destroy everybody. And what does democracy do? Democracy, boy, what they preach. But I live right there in Washington, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and I can tell you that the ones that do the biggest preaching about mixing with the Negroes, those are the ones that live down there in the places where they can't even drive in there. They're not allowed anywhere near. Their kids don't go to Negro schools. They have nothing to do with them. It's pure hypocrisy, just as rotten as the communists. In fact, maybe more rotten.
Keep in mind, fair use. He's talking about the Democrat Party, talking about the Democrats, him as well as your favorite black leader, Malcolm X. Keep watching. Fair use.
Democracy and communism in these respects are exactly the same. Nazism says to the Negro, we don't want to hurt you, we don't want to persecute you, but we feel that you're not culturally as mature as we are. We don't want you to live right next door to us. We tell the truth to Negro. And most
Let me play that again. He said Nazism says to the Negro what he just said. He's keeping it 1,000 in your face. So let's listen to that part again. This is how you should want people to get at you, not lie to you and fake to you.
About mixing with the Negroes, those are the ones that live down there in the places where they can't even drive in there. They're not allowed anywhere near. Their kids don't go to Negro schools. They have nothing to do with them. It's pure hypocrisy, just as rotten as the communists. In fact, maybe more rotten. Democracy and communism in these respects are exactly the same. Nazism says to the Negro, we don't want to hurt you, we don't want to persecute you, but we feel that you're not culturally as mature as we are. We don't want you to live right next door to us. We tell the truth to Negro. And most of you people, white people, if you're perfectly honest, will say that that's the truth. And you all know it. And yet when you get next to a Negro, you're afraid to tell him that. You're afraid you want to be real sociable and nice, so you lie to him. And all this does is hurt him and hurt you. There is one great Negro leader that I admire, and I understand that I hope I can be helpful in getting him here, and that's either Elijah Muhammad or Malcolm X. Now, these are great leaders. I wish to God we had one white leader of the stature of Malcolm X.
I wish to God that we had one white leader, the stature of Malcolm X or his teacher. This is George Lincoln Rockwell, the founder of the American Nazi Party. He's deceased now. He's dead now, but this is who, you know, if you've seen the first picture on here, that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X had a relationship with him and with the American Nazi Party and with certain members of the KKK back in the day, who also supported our position on our terms, not on their terms, on our terms. Why is he speaking so highly and respectfully against Elijah Muhammad and this black army? Are we guilty of what they're guilty of? Let me bring that beat back. Let me pull that back a little bit.
And you all know it. And yet when you get next to a Negro, you're afraid to tell him that. You're afraid, you want to be real sociable and nice, so you lie to him. And all this does is hurt him and hurt you. There is one great Negro leader that I admire, and I understand that I hope I can be helpful in getting him here, and that's either Elijah Muhammad or Malcolm X. Now, these are great leaders. I wish to God we had one white leader of the stature of Malcolm X. Just one in our government. If you don't believe me, you wait till he stands up here and talks to you. That's a man. When you see that man, you'll see a man that'll stand up and talk to you, right up to you, square and fair. He won't cringe or kowtow or black Tom or anything else.
Won't cringe, kowtow, black Tom, what that stuff Snoop was saying, what that stuff Snoop was saying before he performed for, he said he won't do none of that.
And neither will he be arrogant. He's a man and he's a leader. Now, those are the kind of leaders that the Negro people need, not Arthur Spingarn of the NAACP or Marvin Rich of CORE, neither one of them who are black. As I say, I'm not going to go into any of the further details, but the Negro people need leadership by their own people, and they got them, good leaders. And if we will back Elijah Muhammad and his type of leader, you will see the race problem solved, and that's what the Nazis say.
Wow. Wow. What did the leader, founder of the American Nazi Party say? If we would back that kind of leader, you would see the race problem solved overnight. Wow. Not saying that they love us or that they are friends, but these, you heard it from the leader of that organization's mouth. So why ain't we tripping? Now you see why we not tripping. Well, it's not over. I got more to play. You know what I'm saying? There's more to play. It's more receipts coming from your favorite black leader. But you see why y'all in y'all feelings tripping and letting somebody put a battery in your back and we not tripping? Your enemies ain't our enemies like that. We don't get moved or triggered by what you get triggered by.
What I'm trying to show you is that on every single point you take, economics, women, any other things that I've gone into, race, spiritual ideas, business, communism and democracy are basically the same thing. They talk a little different, but they do the same thing. The only difference is democracy is a little bit more hypocritical about it.
Any more $100 for separation? Should I come down?
Oh, buddy, buckle your seatbelts. This ain't AI. This ain't AI. This is receipts. Listen to your favorite black leader and what was going on and who was present at this Nation of Islam rally.
Democracy are basically the same thing. They talk a little different, but they do the same thing. The only difference is democracy is a little bit more hypocritical about it.
Any more $100 for separation? Should I come down? What should I come down to? $20. Oh, that's for $20. $20 from who? George Lincoln Rockwell. Go to heaven.
What? George Lincoln Rockwell and his soldiers was present at a Nation of Islam rally, or not rally, but Nation of Islam convention, and giving donations, putting their money up for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's program and the Nation of Islam's program. So they wasn't just talking it. They wasn't just talking it. They showed up with their soldiers. What?
Wait a moment. Got $20 from George Lincoln Rockwell, and you got the biggest hand you ever got, didn't you, Mr. Rockwell?
In May.
Okay, well, so I'm gonna stop right there because it's a lot more I could go into, but it's fair use on this part, so I'm just gonna pull back and just leave it right there. Before I play the rest of this, because it's so damning and incriminating against your candidates and yourselves if you voted for Biden or Harris or Clinton or any of them, and still claiming Malcolm X and claiming, any black activism or black organization is so checkmate on you, right? And I'm not trying to be here. I'm not trying to make you look like a fool. We already make ourselves look like that. Every time we vote for them, every time we take the Fauci juice or whatever, we already proven that we're totally deceived. We're totally fooled and fools, unfortunately, because we let our enemies pick our enemies. We let our enemies pick our friends, right? Y'all call us Hitlers. Y'all black people call us racist against white people. Ain't that something? Yeah, I ain't with y'all because y'all call these people the devil. Well, they show up. Like I said, I've been around the planet. I've been around the world, overseas, calling these people the devs to their face, and they don't do nothing but salute and bow and agree. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not doing it wild and recklessly like no savage animals. You're actually teaching them a knowledge about their nature. They don't mean that they slaves or they trapped to their nature, because Prophet Muhammad, as we're taught, was a white man 1400 years ago and became the holy prophet of Islam. And that is the path for that race of people to also become righteous and holy. It's not our job to make them righteous and holy. They got to choose that for themselves. And if they don't, they get the consequences, from the God or whatever. But this ain't no emotional hatred, racist, bigot. Nah, the people that taught you that they was the so-called enemy and the white supremacists and all of that. No, it's not what you thought. You was deceived. They telling you we don't have the same nature. Same thing, minus the slavery and the violence or whatever, because we ain't practiced that on them. But they coming to where we are. They putting their money and resources and soldiers up and saying that we agree with y'all. We don't want no problems with y'all. Y'all want the same thing basically we want, which is separation. We don't want to mix with you people, and you don't want to mix with us. We know y'all call us the devils and the Satans and the KVs and all of that. We call you the whatever. Okay. All respect. What do feelings got to do with it? What do feelings and emotions got to do with it? Right? That's what gets you wiped out, because you want to love and you want to be with them and you want to complain and protest. They won't be equal. We're not equal. We don't have the same nature. We don't have equal natures. What they love and what they genetic makeup leans towards is not what our genetic makeup leans towards. They understand this. Lions and tigers, two big cats, leopards, cheetahs, all kind of big cats, but they not the same. They don't got the same. They don't mate, and they respect each other's territory, boundaries, borders. So we wanted our separate state and territory, and members of the KKK, put millions up, or oil baron put millions up for our own separate farmland back when the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was among us. and the American Nazi Party, any of these organized, white groups who love their race. We call it racist because they love their race first. That's natural. That's absolutely natural. There's nothing wrong with that. You're the deceived fool thinking that some political position is going to outrank their nature. They're going to put their political ideology, which is just for 4 years or whatever, above their nature and their people. You are a dang fool. You're the fool. See what I'm saying? Because after that's over, before and after they turn presidential term, they're white. They're banging white first. They're pushing for white. They're pushing for their nature to rule everybody else first. That's only intelligent. That's only intelligent. But you want them to lie to you, like you said. Just lie to me. Just lie. Tell me, that we're all brothers and we love each other, and you lying. They're lying. So let me finish some of this. This is a proof that your government, while they call us Black Hitler, they call Farrakhan Hitler. We ain't never shed nobody's blood, ain't harmed a hair on nobody's head. And you want to throw some wicked, mass Leopold. We ain't even talk about Hitler. How about Leopold? How about Fauci? Shit. How about every American president? Don't put it on Hitler. Don't spread it on thick on Hitler. I don't know what Hitler did. He didn't do nothing to us. The Hitler for us is the slave master. I don't know what Hitler was doing in Germany and shit to somebody else. I know what these people was doing to us. Don't bring no Hitler. You know what I'm saying? But they were supposed to be so mad at Hitler. Why did they do this?
You got $20 from George Lincoln Rockwell, and you got the biggest hand you ever got, didn't you, Mr. Rockwell?
If they so mad at Hitler.
In May of 1945,
what did they do?
The Third Reich was in chaos. Adolf Hitler was dead. German surrender was imminent, and Allied troops had already begun divvying up German territory. But high-ranking Nazi engineer Werner von Braun wasn't worried. In fact, he approached the US government directly, informing them of his location and waiting calmly for their arrival.
Fair use. I really need to speed this up. I'm gonna have to chop through it or whatever. But you see the headline. This is something I posted up years ago. We supposed to be, they supposed to be the biggest demon. Hitler is the biggest Satan demon. But you see, it says America had no problem welcoming and embracing Hitler's top Nazi scientists and made them U.S. citizens, gave them all new identities, and made them the heads of America's industry, technological industry, aerospace, technology, everything else. Changed their identity, gave them all new identity. They brought over 1,500, like the 1,500 January 6th dudes that Trump just pardoned. Yeah, well, Operation Paperclip, the United States government, while they putting an emotional battery in me and your back to look at them as the worst creatures on the face of the earth, they embraced them. You was a slave for 300 and some years. They didn't give you nothing, like Martin Luther King said yesterday. But they welcomed these Nazi criminals against humanity into America to rule you. But we're the enemies.
As the brain behind the world's first long-range ballistic missile, von Braun knew his expertise made him a highly valuable military asset. And sure enough, his so-called captors gave him a decidedly warm welcome. Von Braun wasn't the only Nazi scientist receiving this treatment. While World War II was almost over, a new war was brewing, and the US was eager to recruit the smartest minds in Germany before the Soviets got the chance.
Before the Soviets, that's when it was called the Soviet Union. Now it's just Putin. Now it's just Russia. Remember, Russia and China. Russia and China has taken the place of the new enemy Soviet Union, but it's still the same characters. So they still doing the same thing. That's why your man Elon is head of technology, and he can hit that right in your face. He can hit that right in your face because he knows he's embraced. He's embraced. You can call him wherever he's from, South Africa or whatever, but he ain't hitting the South African salute. You see the salute that he hitting because he knows that he's well valued here by the ones that won't ever give you justice or reparations.
This became known as Operation Paperclip, a clandestine campaign that brought over 1,500 German scientists to the US between 1945 and 1962.
See, 1,500 is no coincidence. That's why I just lined it up. Trump pardons 1,500 January 6 defendants. And I can't really see the... It said President Trump on Monday granted clemency to roughly 1,500 defendants who had been convicted of crimes on January 6, 2021. And I had a question on here for my Nation of Islam scientists and students, historians. Will these 1,500 freed convicts / saints, 1,500 saints, now be havoc-making destroyer angels against their own devil brothers because of how they were treated by them? As above, so below. And we also know something about the 1,500 number of certain things in Tucson and 1,500 baby planes, and it's a lot going on that I can't speak on, but you know, for those who have wisdom, a hint to the wise is sufficient. Fair use, though, fair use.
The program was named for the paperclips attached to the files of early recruits, indicating that incriminating information like Nazi affiliations or suspected war crimes could be disregarded. Von Braun, for example, had overseen an SS project.
Is it a coincidence that Werner von Braun, that German scientist, top German scientist, was a rocket scientist? What is Elon Musk? What is SpaceX? What is he known for? He 400 something billionaire, 400 something billion, but his claim to fame ain't Tesla. It's SpaceX. It's the rocket ship scientist, right? Rocket ship. Is this a coincidence, or am I reaching, or are y'all listening, or y'all in your feelings? What do y'all think is going on here?
That relied on forced labor from thousands of concentration camp prisoners. While von Braun approached the US directly, other scientists had to be identified and located. One important asset in this effort was a Nazi-compiled list of Germany's top scientists, which someone had unsuccessfully tried to dispose of by
Night and Day. You know, I'm live. I'm right here on you. Night and Day said that's not a Nazi salute. Is Night and Day correct, y'all? Let Night and Day know what y'all think about their comment. He said that's not, or she said that's not a. Let Night and Day know what y'all think.
Flushing down a toilet. The US approach, however, featured a different and particularly tempting brand of coercion. The promise to relocate entire German families and grant them citizenship. This controversial offer was one of the reasons Paperclip was initially shrouded in secrecy. But the project became difficult to hide when Germans started popping up all over the US.
Fair use, fair use. If y'all watched my clip on Martin Luther King, rest in peace, yesterday, his final speeches, he was talking about airing out, you know, these landlords, these small cap landlords and all of that, or America itself, for denying its slaves of 310-year chattel slavery, telling us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps while they was giving away millions of free acres of land on the west coast of America to their peasant white European migrants, right? Just like they said right now with the scientists, the German scientists, we're not giving the ninjas nothing, but we're going to welcome y'all not only with open arms, but with land, with territory, with resources, with head of corporations. We're going to set y'all up real proper, like real nice, while the slaves You know what I'm saying? And get what slaves have been getting. And this is who y'all voted for, though.
The military tried to get ahead of any controversy by revealing the operation to the press in late 1946. But the new
Late 1946. Do y'all know when the state of Israel was established? This happened late 1946. When was the state of Israel established by Harry S. Truman? This happened 1946. Something else happened 1947 called Roswell. Roswell, the so-called UFO crash. And then the state of Israel, May 1948. L for sure. 1948. 1947 was Roswell. 1946 was this. 1947 was Roswell, UFO, which is more technology for them to back engineer and get their hands on and develop into what they've developed into today. And then the state of Israel, and then the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, and the FBI. Did y'all know that?
Tues immediately attracted criticism from many prominent voices, including Albert Einstein,
Albert Einstein, who was Jewish,
Roosevelt,
Roosevelt, which I think is the president's daughter, Franklin D. Roosevelt, not daughter, wife. And then the NAACP, who George Lincoln Rockwell just reminded us was established and controlled by
NAACP.
Spingard. He's not black. He's not a Negro. National Advancement of Colored People. He's not a colored people. Why is he the one that founded and established and controlled the NAACP? He's not a Nazi. He's our friend. He's our ally.
As well as many veterans organizations. These parties opposed granting German scientists citizenship, while
all of them opposed granting German scientists citizenship. Why is that? Albert Einstein and Spingard and all of that. What were their backgrounds? They opposed this, but some aspect of the deep, dark, shadow government said, no, this is bigger than Nino Brown. This is bigger than y'all feelings, little small hats. We need these. We need these over here. So
millions of displaced persons, including survivors of Nazi atrocities, had no chance of coming to America. Most Americans were also against employing former Nazis in sensitive national security positions. But as the Cold War ramped up, the military...
There we go. That Russia again. It's Russia. It's not the Soviet Union. It's Russia, right? That's who they got them super nuclear arms built up against Russia, China, and India. But their main problem is Russia. Why is it Russia? They own Euro brother. They own Caucasian brother.
Argument for keeping these scientists out of Soviet hands overpowered popular objections. With his Nazi past largely hidden from the public, von Braun became one of the US's most important engineers at the height of the space race.
That's something like Elon Musk. Another rocket guy. Hell on a rocket ship. To hell on a rocket ship. To infinity and beyond.
In 1958, his team responded to the Soviet launch of Sputnik with the US's own successful satellite launch. And in the 60s, he was the chief architect of Saturn V, the rocket that brought Americans to the moon.
And now this one is trying to bring Americans to Mars, right? I seen Sarai one said Project Mars, written by Wernher von Braun, states the leader of the mission to Mars is called the Elon. Wow. Is that true? Is that accurate? Is this all coinky dink? Are we reaching? What's going on here?
Other Paperclip recruits contributed to the development of chemical weapons, such as Agent Orange.
Not chemical weapon scientists, not like Dr. Fauci and them. that just got pardoned before he was ever even charged and convicted. Oh, that's not what we doing, are we? That's who y'all voted for. That's who y'all trusted the science and took the juice, the Jim Jones juice, the Fauci juice.
Pharmaceutical research, and the development of modern airplanes. These contributions helped the US government present Paperclip as a success. But in hindsight, it's hard to gauge how helpful the program really was.
Oh, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Fair use. No, it's not. It was absolutely groundbreaking. This is what's making America great again, right?
While von Braun saved the US years of rocketry experimentation, there's no reason to think American scientists couldn't have developed the same technology without him.
Well, they didn't. Shit. Who knows how long that would have took? They didn't. They didn't develop this technology without him. No, they already had, technology that they were studying and Master Fard Muhammad sent down to them. And then, like I said, as soon as they got Werner von Braun over here in 1946, Master Fard Muhammad sent down a few wheels, but especially a wheel in Roswell to let him and his people back engineer, to give them a boost in their technology, give them a peep into the heavens before he destroys them, which he said he would do. But y'all don't know that. Y'all don't know Master Fard Muhammad. Y'all don't know he said that. Y'all don't know that that's the real God, true and living God. But now you do. Or, you don't have to believe it. Hannah Rowe, thank you for the super chat.
Furthermore, very few paperclippers were as exceptional as von Braun. Many were average scientists who either completed their contracts and returned to Germany or took jobs alongside Americans with equivalent expertise.
Blended in, just like the immigrants, at least. So they was doing their immigration thing a long time ago, but on a grand scale of criminals against humanity, mass deleters of human beings.
Pressing political and military concerns justify overlooking war crimes?
Yeah, it is. That's not what you call it. Said night and day. That's not a salute. There you go, night and day.
Without him. Furthermore, he
was just doing a Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation choreographic move. It wasn't what it looked like.
Paperclippers were as exceptional as von Braun. Many were average scientists who either completed their contracts and returned to Germany or took jobs alongside Americans with equivalent expertise. Can pressing political and military concerns justify overlooking war crimes?
I stand here.
So, fair use. Oh man, let me play this. Let me just remind y'all who y'all just tried to vote for.
Clear-eyed about the dangers of division in our country and in our world. Understanding why a state for the Jewish people is so essential.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No. Look at my own life, where a daughter of a South Asian mother and a Jamaican father concluded her own interfaith wedding with her husband, breaking a glass and everyone yelling Mazel Tov.
Meanwhile,
that was just a coincidence. He just learned that move on the internet last night. He thought he was dabbing. He thought he was doing the dab. That wasn't no salute. That wasn't no that wasn't what it looked like. Even though he's 1,000% spot on with the energy, but it ain't what you thought it was.
It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're...
It don't matter to your mans in them who you voted for, who you said was the lesser of two evils compared to the orange man. You voted for him. You voted for him and her, knowing that he said this, but you didn't care. You didn't care. Society means them. It don't matter what we did to them. They're going to take on my daughters and my sons and all that, so they're super predators and we got to get rid of them. It don't matter what we did to them. It doesn't matter. And you vote, and he doubled down on it. I crafted the crime bill, and I just let my son Hunter go for the same shit I locked y'all niggas up for. And I just now pardoned my whole family and Dr. Fauci in your face, like Dave Chappelle, in your face, or what's his name? Eddie Murphy Coming to America, in the face. He just did this in the face of y'all niggas.
Whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one.
That's number one.
There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people.
Young animals, them young predators.
Tens of thousands of them.
Tens of thousands.
Born out of wedlock.
Born out of wedlock. Born not able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps because we made sure they didn't have no boots for 300 years. But you voted for this dude. You. Only you could have prevented this forest fire, Woodsy, or whatever the little bear nigga, remember? You did this.
Without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect.
Who is society? Society. No, it's not society. It's us. It's white descendant of slave masters. Who is society? You got it wrote right there.
Created.
We created this. We created this for the last 300 or 400 years.
Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do.
Whoa, he said it does not, again, it does not mean just because we created these monsters and these slaves that we somehow forgive them for, well, maybe that's why hell is bursting out all over the planet, all over the country, pardon me. Maybe that's why hell on a rocket ship judgment time is due. Maybe that's why grace is up, Mr. Biden and family and people and American fools that voted for him. Maybe that's why. Let me hear that one more time. Yeah.
I mean because we created them that we some president we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
Whoa, wow, this is why we don't forgive them, and so we got to still take them out of society to protect our own family. I got to lock the niggas up for smoking crack so I can protect my crack smoking son from people like him, because they might jack him or something. You know what I'm saying? They might take his dope or take his 304s or, you know, rob him on his way to cop some more work. Cold business, the man y'all voted for.
They are beyond the pale, many of those people.
They're beyond those people.
Beyond the pale. We must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have
it's just I'm saying, oh man, how do y'all feel about this? Since we're gonna get into y'all feelings, how do y'all feel about the cooked to perfection, just the marinated satanic bigotry, F a ninja and a family and a life, just perfected, just perfected. And you ran your ass out there and voted for him and fought against us, broke relationships with us so you can go vote for him to rule you and us and our children for 4 years. Try to go for 8. You try to keep him in there for 8, knowing that he said all of this. But we're the black Nazis. We're the bigots and racists. Oh, we call the woman maybe the devil. They're y'all racist. Okay.
An obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society. Try to help them. Try to change their behavior. That's why we do in this bill. We have drug treatment and we have other treatments to try to deal with it. But they are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families.
Where should y'all be away from then? If we're such a threat, what have y'all proven that y'all have done to the darker people of the world, especially here in America? What should the God or the judge do to y'all?
You know, I used to say early on when I was a kid, I'd say when I was a young senator, I'd say if I were a Jew, I'd be a Zionist. I am a Zionist. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist. Biden is a Zionist. But let's read this. You know, for the record, we heard what Harris had to say about reparations. What did Biden have to say about reparations before you voted for them both? Quote, I do not buy the concept popular in the 80s, which said we have suppressed the black man for 300 years and the white man is now far ahead in the race for everything our society offers. In order to even the score, we must now give the black man a head start or even hold the white man back to even the race. I don't buy that. Quote, I don't feel responsible for the sins of my father and grandfather. I feel responsible for what the situation is today for the sins of my own generation. And I'll be damned if I feel responsible to pay for what happened 300 years ago. But you don't feel damned to pay for Israel, what happened to them 100 years ago. And it didn't happen to us 300 years ago. It started happening to us 470 years ago. But again, this is your mans and them who you voted for. These receipts sting, don't they? And deleting everything that you just typed. So we're now waiting for your responses. I have opened up the chat lines to converse. I would love to hear from you now based on, you know, this quick little, you know, presentation that I've offered you. George Lincoln, starting with George Lincoln Rockwell, founder of the American Nazi Party. Spoke, you know, we heard him speak on the Democrats and the liberals and what he had to say about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam and our type of leaders and just their overall position against us. And then you see my man below, Elon Musk, hitting the dab, hitting the little Adolf dab. You know, they in power right now. You know, Trump is in power. That's his right-hand man. They're not going nowhere. Can't get rid of them. You don't have the power to get rid of them. So what is we going to do? Now what is we gonna do? Because the nation, we know who we are. We know who the enemy is, and we know what prophecy says. We know what our God already told us, and our Messiah already told us about what's coming and how it's coming. Would y'all like to talk with Brother Cam and vent and produce your receipts? Tell us that our own eyes and ears was lying on what we just saw and heard. I'm waiting. There's a StreamYard link. Right. I'm waiting on anyone, everyone, someone. Waitress, hello? Scooby? Hey, Scooby! Man, don't leave me out here by myself in the Mystery Machine van in the Upside Down. Don't leave me out here in this ghost town DJs with tumbleweeds or this campfire with these crickets. Don't leave me alone. Somebody talk to me. Come on now. I'm scared of being alone with all this information. Ruben said, ever see a woman so gone over a man who don't want her that she keeps offering herself to him no matter how bad he treats her? That's ninjas. That's the Stockholm Syndrome ninjas. No, he do me like this because he loved me. He want to put some color in my eyes. That's why, he don't like me putting that artificial makeup. So he does that to make that shadow on my eyes look more natural. That's because he loved me. You know what I'm saying? Just like your president loved you. Just like your president and vice president, your politicians love you. Anybody want to talk to me now? Now, I probably lost so many friends. So many YouTube friends, that is. Because receipts hurt if you're on the wrong side of them. Receipts hurt. They paper cuts, they'll burn you up. There's all kind of stuff. The little ink, the little toxic ink on the receipts is deadly. You know what I'm saying? We just learned that about receipts recently. You don't want your children touching receipts because the ink on them is toxic and deadly. So these receipts, the ink on these receipts is even worse. You know what I'm saying? The ink on these receipts is made out of, oh no. BL Senior said, don't be scared now. Cedric, hey Scooby. If it wasn't for those dastardly Muslims, I would have gotten away with it. Like, they always pull a mask off at the end. And Muslims always pulling somebody's mask off. If it wasn't for you daggone Elijah Muhammad Farrakhan Muslims. Yeah, if it wasn't for us. Yeah. God already beat your backside, with the switch. He did not pull out the switch for refusing to leave them alone, refusing to let them go. So he gonna let them do what they do. Man, at least about the decimation of Black Wall Street. Y'all talking about something else. Right, walk them down, right? Those meddling Muslims. Hey, Scoob. Man, I guess I get off here early, man. I guess we're going to get it in under an hour this time. I guess the mic is dropped. Guess the mic has been dropped. I'm sure there'll be a lot of graffiti on my wall after I get off a live, but we see that nobody is showing up for a live conversation. Anybody that disagrees or in their feelings is 304 and up. Not showing up, 304 and up. So I would have to assume that we're all in agreement then. Since nobody is showing up, that means you're 304 and up, or that means that you was already on the side of the true and living God and these real receipts. So salute to everybody that's, you know, that can accept and adjust to the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And that got the character, the self integrity and character to say I was wrong and I effed up and I was deceived, because none of us is bigger than the program. The Bible say the devil deceived the whole world, the whole earth. I was deceived. I was deceived my whole life, half of my life. So you definitely ain't better than me or anybody else being deceived. You was deceived. You was deceived. Just confess, just like I do, just like everybody in the nation has deceived. That's why we came to the nation, because we was deceived. You know what I'm saying? We was fooled, we was tricked, we was bamboozled, led astray, run amok. It's your turn. Your turn for confession. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn G baby, you say Islam is not a religion, so I'm interested in learning. Yeah, Islam is not a religion for us. Islam is the nature, the lifestyle, the characteristics, the attributes of the original black man and woman put in book form for other than original people, for them to study our way of life, study our nature, so they can become righteous like us. It's like we naturally have rhythm or know how to dance or have soul or whatever. They need a book. They need dance class, Darren's dance move with a little hip hop lady and shit. 1, 2, 1. Like, that's not hip hop, but they actually need a book. They need classes. They need classes to be like, God. We are the God by nature. We come out with the gifts. We just are that. So it's hard for us to even put it in a book. Like, damn, how do I put my swag in a book? How do I put my natural, like Michael Jordan or LeBron or whoever, or Kyrie, how do I put my moves in a book? I don't know how to teach that shit. Like it just is. I just do it. Shit. Y'all got to go get in a book and practice or whatever. Okay. NOI.org. NOI.org is where you want to go if you want to get more information on your nature, this nature of the original black nation, which is called Islam, which just means submission to truth, or it also means mathematics. Islam is mathematics. It's mathematically provable truth that any intelligent person would submit to in order to become empowered and enter into peace. So it's the way of peace. It's mathematics. It's provable truth, and it's submission to the will or the nature of God or truth. Not religion whatsoever. And all religion means is just a way of life, something, monoistic state of living, state of being. Anything that you do religiously is your religion. So we just scared of words. We scared of words. That's why we just need somebody down to earth that's going to put it in regular language. Like, I'm not scared of nothing. No scared of no words, no concepts, no information, studying with no people, read nobody else's curriculum. Y'all with Scientology. Well, I'm not scared of nobody's information. Y'all be the main one talking about Illuminati and Boule and, devil worship. Okay, well, how did you know that? You must have read something. So we not supposed to be able to read it, but you can read it. Y'all scared to go there, just like George Lincoln Rockwell right there. They wasn't scared. They wasn't scared to come to the NOI mosque and see what we talk about. They've been reading and hearing about it. We wasn't scared to go to them. They wasn't scared to come to us. And we came to an understanding and agreement and arrangements to this day that stand to this day. While you and your feelings screaming about whatever racist bigot, man, we got to get our guns, and they gonna wipe your ass out. You can't outgun them. You can't outgun the maker of the guns. But y'all tough. Y'all gang members and tough and all that. Okay. Better get wise and get with Elijah, get with Farrakhan. We ain't getting caught in no Red Sea. We're not getting caught in the Red Sea. You are, if you think that, that's the solution. You think this is the solution? I hope you can tread water. Hope you can tread red water, plasma water up to the horse's bridle. Hope you can tread your own plasma red water, because that's exactly what you're going to be doing. We not. So if you love your children, if you love your wife, your girl, or whatever, anybody innocent that won't survive your tough revolutionary, tough guy claims, you might want to send them over here where they got a chance. You might want to send your children and your women or your mothers or something over here to the NOI where they're going to have a chance. Because with you, they have no chance. With you talking about that, doing it that way, they have no chance. Snowball's chance in hell. Yep. So, man, I made it to an hour. I guess that's where we'll land this plane at. Madon, I see you, my bad brother. I'm gonna let you say your piece, and I'm gonna get out of here early. What's your thoughts on this, Madon?
Oh, no doubt. Salute, Cam. Yeah, I had to ride out for a second, man, but I came back. Well, listening from Elon and just seeing that, man, it make you wonder that when he did that, it put a narrative into the world that it's gonna be hard to take that back, and like you said, it just, to me, it wasn't a coincidence.
He don't want to take it back. He did it twice. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The energy behind it was like, energy behind it. Right.
He did it once facing the crowd, then he turned around to the flag and did it again. Like, that wasn't no fluke. He knew exactly what he was doing. He 400 billion strong, and he got the superpower president behind him. He don't get no F's about what no ninjas think. Because in reality, like you just heard, this is the founder of them. George Lincoln Rockwell is the founder of the American Nazi Party. You see what kind of respect and favorability and support that he got for Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam. I ain't got no problem with them. Y'all do. Y'all scared of them like that. We ain't.
Yeah.
I don't fear who you fear. I ain't mad at who you mad at. The NOI ain't mad at who y'all mad at. Y'all might want to get over here where we at, so you ain't gotta worry about what we don't have to worry about. But if you tough and you in your feelings and you a tough black revolutionary, that you don't follow no man or no organization and you don't do religion and all that old tough guy stuff, then good luck. Good luck out there.
Yeah, it's interesting how you linked how him being a rocket scientist, and back back into back there. Yeah, that's to me, that's not a coincidence, man. And Trump did make the statement that he made the claim that no other country can do what Elon can do, far as when it comes to making those type of ships and make it come back to whatever the little platform.
Yeah, and they're not even really using that in real life. They're not even using that technology. They using free energy and anti-gravity and the whole UFO technology. That's just a smokescreen. That whole rocket fuel and all that, that's just a smokescreen. That's something they give us to look at. No, they dealing with 0 point energy and the propulsion systems that Master Fard Muhammad sent down to them to reverse engineer. Y'all don't know that either. But you don't listen to Farrakhan and us. Y'all don't believe us. So, good luck out there.
There's never been anything like it. And over the next 4 years, the United States is going to take off like a rocket ship. But really, it's already doing it. If you take a look, there's never been anything like
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know the code language. But hey, man, all we can do is deliver the message clearly. You can believe what you want. You can reject it. You can hate it. You can get in your feelings or whatever, but you won't be able to say you were not informed. You won't be able to say you didn't have the opportunity to come this way or to get on Noah's Ark and get to safety and get up to speed on how to maneuver and how to get you and your family out of harm's way. You won't be able to say that. Won't be able to say that. So I thank God, and he gave me a little platform and give me the receipts and the experience and the the know-how to deliver the message, his messages clearly to the few people that is gonna hear them from me. That way, I get the blood off of my hands. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Ruben said they're trying to compete with the they're trying to compete with the wheels. Good luck on that. You're gonna need all the luck you can get. What you said, Madonna, and I'm gonna get off of here after you speak.
No doubt. I said, I was thinking, do you think Elon comment, because I've seen a lot of people bringing out that comment, how he highlighted what Snoop had said. I was gonna say, do you think that's gonna have I don't know, man. That's a lot. I mean, it's gaining more traction of highlight how Elon made that comment, and then by him doing that
comment did Elon make?
About what did he say? Something, the shift of the trend or the shift of the tide or something pertaining to what the comment that Snoop made. The comment that Elon made. Yeah. I just seen that right there catching more traction. You know what I mean? And then him doing that salute or whatever kind of we know what symbol that was.
Anyway.
You know what I mean? That's some power, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say. Yeah.
Hey, that's either what he really believes or that's the ultimate troll. He ultimate troll of the small caps, or he really believes that, or both. That's either really his ideology or that's just the ultimate $500 billionaire troll against those powers that have been monopolizing and lobbying and controlling America up until now. So he, either way, he did it. And it wasn't no fluke. He did it for real. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it.
Yeah, that facial expression says it all, man. But I know you got to ride out, man. And that's one to think on right there.
Well, yeah, y'all hit the like button, and share this, because this is something I want all of us to talk about, because the information in here is receipts, it's facts, and it's profound. It's a lot of mind-blowing information that a lot of us never heard and never seen and never connected these dots and never knew the Nation of Islam's position towards American Nazi Party or Nazis, period. We know what the past history has been, but we talking about modern times and as well as the KKK. You know what I'm saying? All of the people that you've been getting emotionally triggered by in the media and by your handlers, who taught you that they was the greatest enemy, when the greatest enemy is the one that was handling you, the one that was pointing your enemies out to you and pointing your friends out. That's your greatest enemy, is the one that was putting the emotional battery in your back, acting like they was your brothers in the struggle. Y'all both was victims of the same type of enemy, white supremacists. No, you're white supremacy. You're white supremacist. Like your people own and control all of the stuff, is including my organization. You know what I'm saying? You're controlling me with media and money. You know what I'm saying? It's not trumping them. It's not trumping them. So with that being said, share this with your family, with your friends, the barbershop, the beauty salon, at home. Talk about it. Share this, and follow me over here on my personal page, because I'm gonna go more and more into this now that I got my page back up, and that's West Coast Cam channel on YouTube. There it is in the chat. So go over to West Coast Cam YouTube at West Coast Cam and follow me over there. Subscribe over there, because the stuff that I can't say because I don't want to blow up Big Steel page, because this subject could definitely would have did it if Trump wasn't in office right now. But since he's in office and they scared to death all of these social media platforms because they banned him, so they scared. That's why I put him on there. You know what I'm saying? And put Elon, because if I got to play smart and use them as my little social media YouTube human shields, because if you ban Trump now, you ban Elon, me posting Elon and Trump now, then they might run that fade for me. But I'm gonna really talk my talk over there on my personal channel, West Coast Cam. So salute to all my wrench mobbers, Ahmad, Jabril, Adrian, Yusuf, Arlan, Elmatic, Nate the Greatest, man. And God willing, I might come back. Matter of fact, I might go. I think I'm gonna go over to my personal channel right now. So we're gonna talk a little trash over there. So meet me over there in a few minutes on West Coast Cam, and I'm gonna log off of here. Peace. I love y'all. Peace.